Watch this. What's your name?
Not
Did he say, How much do you charge?
50K.
Did he pause? Even when he's aware that we are not clients, he paused. This is what normal people do. How much do you charge? Well, there's a package for 100,000, but I have another one for 50. You didn't even land the first one. Like, he did not ask you. Just like me asking, what's your name? Say, I'm Watayo, but my grandmother calls me this, my grandfather. Bro, nobody asked you. When you name your price, do what? Keep quiet. Do you get what I'm saying? So learn to be comfortable with silence. Okay, Tosin, please.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, so my question is this. I've been wanting to ask, but thank God I have the opportunity to ask today. So first off, you are a documentary photographer.
I was.
Okay, worse. Oh, all glory to God. So I understand the part of being a documentary photographer than being a documentary cinematographer. It looks easier being a videographer because you have a video to present, kind of. First question is, how do you get them to understand that a picture can give them what they want? That's one. And because presently I'm on a documentary gig presently, and most of them they want the job to be for them and not for you, and you get paid for that particular part. You made mention of getting the numbers of the impressions it got them. So for those kind of job, did you do it specifically for them that you are unable to post, unable to use it? If that is the case, how did you navigate around getting the impressions that you're able to use for your portfolio?
That's a brilliant question. And how many of us here do documentary photography? I know this one does. Okay. In that field of play, what happens is that there are times clients hire you for what we call work for hire, right? Meaning that when you finish the job, you hand over the card to them. It will not show up in your portfolio. You cannot post it. You cannot do anything about it. Do I like that job? Yes.
How about BTS?
The BTS of the job?
Yes.
I just love that job.
No, I'm just saying, what if as I'm covering, I have somebody doing BTS?
That's what I'm saying. I'm coming there. I love that job. Do you know why I love that job? It makes us more money. A lot more money. So what I do is, I tell you how I run. This is how I do what I do. Meaning, I photograph, I have someone that does the BTS. But this is your contract says that nothing from this can go out. Meaning that my images, I cannot post them. I'll now transfer 100% rights to the client. That means I cannot even use the BTS. Not a problem. But the question we always ask first is it an outright buy? Or are we licensing it to you? Because most of my jobs, I license the images. Meaning that you have 100% use of that image for the number of years we agreed upon. I have clients that we have done 3 years. After 3 years, you can't use the images again. Yes, but you pay me on my money. I have clients we do for 5 years. After 5 years, you cannot use the images again. So you need to first of all ask them, what's the use of image? Where is it going? On billboards? If it's going on billboards, I want to make more money. Because I cannot even say, that's my work. Do you understand me now? I need more money. If you say I cannot use BTS because BTS is part of my marketing, I need more money. So what I do is that for everything that you want me to cross off, you pay more money. That has nothing to do with my fee. My fee is my fee. But those little things that are inside, we want 100% use for the image and all of that, you pay a lot more money for it. So what I do is, for those kind of jobs, I want the money. So I use that money now to fund my own personal work so that I can drive my numbers. I don't want those ones for them to show people. there are organizations that I've worked for I cannot mention here, even here, because there is a clause that is holding me by the back. I cannot mention them. But for me to sign that contract, it means you paid more money. So always ask for more money. And now that brings me to the part of asking. When you ask, keep quiet. You know, normal, like us, we love explaining things. If you do that, let me see your hand. You know that point, the client says, how much do you charge? You say, well, do you know that part? Well, watch this. What's your name? Did he say, What's your name?
Motayo.
Did he say, How much do you charge?
50K.
Did he pause? Even when he's aware that we are not clients, he paused. Do you get what I'm saying? So learn to be comfortable with silence. So when I name my price, I'm like this. I'm not smiling. I have a poker face. That face is not smiling. It's not frowning. It's just there. And even when when I started, my legs were telling me, just say something now. This is what normal people do. I have how much do you charge? Well, there's a package for 100,000, but I have another one for 50. You didn't even land the first one. Like, he did not ask you. Just like me asking, what's your name? Say, I'm Motayo, but my grandmother calls me this, my grandfather. Bro, nobody asked you. When you name your price, do what? Keep quiet. Let the person process. You know, there's a number you give to a client. The client just look at you and you look at the client. You guys just look at yourself. He said, Mayor. I said, sir. That's why I say I'm. Let me give you one story before I move to another person. I gave somebody a price. The man looked at me. Looked at me. Looked at it. And said, I said, that's what it takes. He said, but it's costly. I said, yes, it is. So every time someone says it's costly, don't explain. Reassure them that it is. Except you're playing with those people that, remember what I said? You know what I said? If value to them is money, if they say it's costly, say, next week this time, will be double the price. Do you now see what I did there? But if you're playing another field, you say it's too costly, you say, that's what it is, that's what the price. I know someone that can do it cheaper. I say, yes, there is. But for me to do what I do, that brings the results that brought you here, this is how much I charge. And it's okay if you don't pay it. Because I'm not telling him that person, but in my head. Does that make sense? So learn to keep silence after you ask for what you want. Always know that when it comes to negotiation, nobody wants your best interest at heart. It's not personal. It's never personal. They just want the best deal for what? Themselves. So you also have to look out for. Does that make sense?